guys, you've been introduced to Psychobilly at some point and you've decided you'd really like to learn a couple of songs, this is a great place to start. It's a really simple to play tune. Doesn't make it not fantastic. Did that make sense? It's a brilliant song. I love things that are simple and effective. I think there's genius in that as much as something being complicated. I'm going to play for you every part of the song I'm about to teach you, and you're going to see how short and easy this lesson is, but how quickly you're going to be playing potentially your first Psychobilly song, or maybe one you want to add to the list. So here we go. Okay, so we're only up to a minute 15 now in this actual video, and that was every part that you need to play that entire song. It's Mad at You by Batmobile, and big shout out to, I think it's Jimmy Piff Paff. I'm gonna have to have another look at that, but I'll put the link below. He's done a cover of this song. One of my Patreons, Rocky Henderson, thank you. He sent me here. I've also got a recent addition, Adrian Whyte, thank you for joining, mate. Yeah, so regarding that song, Rocky Henderson recommended it. He said it's a song that he'd really like to learn. He suggested a particular cover that you can see someone playing it, and I thought that was really cool. And I really liked the way that guy covered it. It's a tiny bit different to what's going on in the original. I'm going to mention some of the differences, but essentially I'm going to show you the way he played it. So if you're out there, mate, and you see this video, drop a comment, and hopefully you don't mind me referencing that. So let's get straight into it. All right, guys. Please check out the Patreon. There is so much stuff on there now. There's like 50 posts, and every post pretty much has some kind of transcription attached to it, okay? So there's 15 full transcriptions of Psychobilly tunes like this one, but also a lot more complicated. Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. Now, with this one, of course, grab the transcription if you remember. If not, follow along, do your best. Something really important is the rhythm with this tune, okay? So we have this strum pattern. Okay, so if you're a complete beginner, that may not come naturally to you. So the first two notes you're playing, fret 9 and fret 9 on the second string and the first string. Okay, it's just a double, what we might call a double stop. And you'd want to pinch both with one finger. And what I would do here, to get the spacing right and the strumming right, it's actually a good idea to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, that probably sounds, you're probably thinking, why would I do that? That's not much fun. But let me explain something. If you're having a hard time getting the rhythm for this, and you're having trouble locking in the rhythm, if you do that, and then eventually get to a point where you can do it in your sleep, you might practice it for a few days, eventually that's going to become, even if you build it up gradually. You don't want to have that issue where you're not sure when and where to strum. That can be frustrating, and if you can get around it, great. But that's my advice on getting started on that, okay? So that rhythm carries throughout the majority of everything we're doing here, so it's going to be very important, especially if you're a beginner. Now, continuing along, so this is our first, the double stop on the 9s. So this is bar 1. Bar 2, we add the pinky to the 12. Okay. Bar 3, we do the same thing. And see how that rhythm just repeats every bar? I'll try not to hit wrong strings. And then we put the third finger. All right. Now, again, this is the let me actually look that up. Come on, computer, don't be so slow. This is the version by, this is the version by Jimmy. So this is the version by Jimmy Piff Paff, okay? The original song does actually start, from what I could tell, with a power chord riff that we play later in the song anyway, so don't stress if you're sort of thinking, hey, where's that very first bit of the song? I'll explain later when we hit that. So we're here. Now that just repeats twice. Yeah, so the last one was 9, 12, and we played the 11 there on the 12th fret. Sorry, I almost forgot about that. Stay there, and bring the third finger to the 11. Still barring the whole time, so we've got the 9 there and the 11. Okay, and that's your introduction. Nice and easy. It then goes to this for the verse. So same as before, 9, 9 for a bar. 9 and the 12 for another bar. That's the 12 on the first string. Then we come back to the 5th fret, and we're doing a double stop on the 5 and the 5, and a double stop on the 7 and the 7. So, okay, now guitar tone-wise, by the way, I've just plugged it in and playing nice and clean. The cover version I'm talking about, there's a bit of overdrive, which sounds really cool. The original sounds very much clean to me. There could be a little bit of reverb or something, but it's just a very straight-up guitar tone, which is cool. And if you're finding your pick catching really hard on the strings when you're flicking up, then just relax your grip a little bit, and that will help. Okay, so it's worth mentioning that the chords that these ideas are fitting over yeah, we're about to use them anyway in the verse. So it's always good to know when you're playing little lead bits what chords these ideas are designed over, because this is what helps you make up your own thing later on. If you can understand, you know, what the sort of solo-y type or lead guitar style ideas are done over, chord-wise, it will help you. So that's what we play up to the next part. You repeat those sections X amount of times. And I've said it before, if you don't know the song, of course you're going to find it really challenging to know. I don't love it when students say, how many times do I do that? How many times do I do that? If you know the song, you'll know how many times, okay? It's going to be pretty clear if you're familiar with it. Now, think about when you're driving along in your car and you're singing along with the song that you've heard a million times. You're not sitting there thinking, how many times do I sing this line or whatever? You're just singing along because you know it. And it's a really good idea before you learn a song to listen to the heck out of it. Okay, so what I've listed on the tab as being... so I had intro, which I showed you. A was the... And then part B is where we go here. And these are power chords. We've got the 4th fret on the 5th string, 6th fret on the 4th string, 6th fret on the 3rd string, and there's a power chord. I let my first finger touch the 6th string on the side, not fretting it. Okay, you can. That sounds great, but that's not what he's playing in the original or the cover. So how to play a power chord without worrying about hitting the string before, you just let it touch the side of the previous string and it kills it. Doesn't matter if you hit it, okay? So that's a C sharp 5, guys. It's a C sharp. This is the 5th degree of a major scale. And that's why we call them 5 chords, aka power chords. And my pinky goes on what is the octave of the original note, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same note. C sharp and C sharp, and then we've got the 5th degree of C sharp there, which is a G sharp. That's a power chord, guys. So we take this shape, we're using the same rhythm as before. Okay, so this riff here goes from here, up 3 frets to an E5, same strings, all the same rules apply. Then we take that shape over to the 6th string, and we bring it back 2. So we're on the 5th fret, 7th, and 7th. It's an A, it's an E, and it's an A here. A5 chord. Then we slide it up 2. Now, if you are having trouble with those transitions, land your chords like a helicopter, not a plane. Okay, and what I mean by that is you want to land all the fingers same time. And also, don't lift your fingers up as you move. Just relax them. You don't want to do this. No, okay, you just kind of, especially here, you're just sliding them anyway, so that's easy. Yeah, what I mean by landing like a helicopter, try not to do this. 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Try to get used to the shape of that chord and place it all down at the same time. And you might want to practice that really slowly. And relax your fingers and squeeze them all down like that. squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Develop the muscles so they know what they've got to do when they squeeze. Whoops, sorry. Okay, I'm going to play that really slow because I am assuming that there might be a few beginners learning this, and I want to make that, you know, easy for you guys. So 3, 4. Okay, so you could loop that back and have a bash along at a certain point. Now, so that repeats a bunch of times. Again, you'll get familiar with the song and you'll sort of know. The next part that we have listed as C on the transcription here, you've got a few options. On the cover, C sharp 5, E5, which is O, 2, 2. You can just bar your first finger, okay? And then you've got 2nd fret, 4th fret, 4th fret, and then G sharp 5, just take the power chord up 2 more frets. Alright, so we've got C sharp 5, E5, so 6th, 5th and 4th string, F sharp 5, 6th, 5th and 4th string again, so fret 4, fret 2, 4 and 4, then 4, 6 and 6. Okay, and you just let it ring at this point. Now, on the original recording, he goes up the scale like this, and he keeps strumming, I'm pretty sure. So you've got options. You could do this. So that E5 is the same as this E5. Same chord. 2 frets. That's an F sharp 5. And then that same chord we finished here, the G sharp 5, we can jump back to that. Okay, and that repeats. And then just hit them and let it ring. Okay, that's basically what the original does. In the cover, every single time from this section. Okay, and he just lets the chords ring. Okay, so that's what I've labeled as C, and that's basically the I guess it's the chorus. The song kind of has this verse that sort of changes slightly, as you would have noticed, which was from, and then the next part, which is more in the cover. Okay, so they're your options. Once it gets through that, it actually just repeats everything you've already done in the song. You know, you're back to the A section. That part repeats, okay? And then it goes back to these chords. Does that a couple of times. Then you're back to, like, in the cover version. Okay, which works great along with the original anyway, so you'll have good fun playing along with that. Now the guitar solo, and this is the end of the song. So the guitar solo is actually the same as the intro. But the third time and the fourth time. Hang on. Okay, and that's the whole song. Let me just break down that little bit for you there. So we've got, then we've got the 9 and the 12, and we do it again. This time we play the 11, then we play the 12, then the 11, then the 12. Okay, and notice I just leave my third finger there. So we go, and you sort of get that no, 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 no. Okay, and then the other parts of the song, they are exactly the same as everything that you've done. So on the transcription, you've got something that I've listed as intro, excuse me, intro, A, B, C, and D, which is the guitar solo. They're the ingredients for the whole song. Go forth, have a play. Guys, let me know what you think. Do you want more simple tunes like this? Again, simple, not in any way is not in any way a negative. It's a great tune, really good fun to play, and I love that. I want to see people getting in there and having a good time playing songs that they can hear on the radio by really cool bands, or maybe not the radio, but anyway, what do you think, guys? Again, check out the Patreon, give me some feedback, check out the theory lessons, there's heaps of stuff out there, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you next lesson.